So when we're talking about bird flu, it's funny because the first thing I thought of was masks, which automatically made me think of all those fucking idiot protesters.
Why are they all wearing masks?
I wanted to ask you that on the follow-up. If you're, okay.
A lot of young liberals wear masks as like general practice.
Sure. And follow me on this, right? There's no CDC guideline. There's no massive outbreak right now. There could be a virus. There's all these variants. There's the bird flu. I get it. But nobody right now is going, hey, mask up for safety. Mask up for Jesus, as we used to joke about, right? Nobody's saying that. If you're going to protest, and we talked about this last show, my issue with the protest was you start infringing on the rights of other people to learn who are paying to go to that, right? And you had said, well, that's part of the protest to raise awareness is inconveniencing other people to raise the vision, right?
To an extent, yes.
If you're going through that process, if you're going through those channels, if you're going to make that big of a deal about it, why the fuck are you covering your face?
I don't know.
If you want to be the face of the protest, you want to be the face of the movement, why are you trying to stay anonymous? Just shut the fuck up and go to class.
I think it's like part of the uniform, man.
I don't get it.
I literally think it's just like part of the uniform.
Well, and then they get people who are like reporting on it, like students, right, who are walking through these protest camps with cameras, and everyone's like, oh, they're coming through, mask up, everybody mask up, they're coming through with the camera. It's like, you want to be the face of this. You want to be a part of this. You want to make us. Why are you now hiding? So I don't fucking understand.
There's been a couple things. Maybe this is their reasoning too, because a couple. Who's the guy? Is it on Shark Tank? Is it Kevin O'Leary? Is that his name? The bald-headed dude?
Mr. Incredible or whatever his name is. Or
that's a movie, but yeah, Mr. Fantastic.
Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
What do they call him?
I think it's like Mr. Fantastic.
Whatever. That's a fuck. That's an older movie. Fantastic Four. Fuck off.
Equally obnoxious.
All right.
However, but he made the comment that
I saw that one.
A lot of these people aren't going to be able to get jobs because AI is going to be, facial recognition. They're going to do background checks and they're going to be part of this. So maybe they're thinking like, hey, if I throw on I want to make a difference. I want to get out there. I want to change the course of history, but I also want to live a productive rest of my life. I shouldn't be banned from getting it. So maybe that's part of the thought process. And I guess I can't fault him for that. Like if you are trying to protest, you're doing a legal protest. I don't give a fuck what your views are. You should be allowed to do that.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't really prohibit.
As long as you're not committing criminal acts, of course. There was a documentary though that talked about this, and shit, at this point, I think the documentary is probably 10 years old, maybe more, but they have an app. There's an app that if you can take a picture of the back of somebody's head, you can see what the front of their face looks like. Face back. Yep.
I don't think that's real.
No? All right. I saw the documentary. I could have swore.
Was the documentary called The Other Guys?
I don't remember the name of it, but there was this guy who was PD in a very busy metropolitan
New
place.
York,
And
right?
he liked,
they're from New York.
He loved creating apps.
He had a partner that was kind of a renegade.
Face back.
Hey, fresh start, okay? Fresh start.
The guy who shot Jeter? When Jeter got shot? Yeah, it was his partner.
It's a biracial angel.
So anyway, I think the state of AI, if they're worried about AI picking up on who they are, I don't think those masters are going to matter.
I don't either, but okay, look, I guess I could fucking, challenge the other side of that argument. Like, okay, you want to cover your face because you want to be able to get a job later. But if you are out there advocating for ABC cause,
sure,
and you go to get a job with this employer over there, if this employer is in direct opposition to ABC clause, do they have a right to not hire you because you are completely opposed to everything this company stands for?
Well, I think it goes with the whole, it's a double-edged sword. There's the whole equal opportunity employer deal agreement that is a nationwide deal. They have to be able to do that, but that is a risk that you're running. And I guess my argument would be this is,
I don't know if is it even legal? I don't know.
Yeah. But my question would be then how committed you are to your fight and your stance are you? Now, do people's ideologies change? My brother, I have a brother, I'm not going to say which one, but I have a brother that went to a college in the Midwest, and it was a very liberal school, and he came out with very liberal views, and it was in opposition to a lot of topics of a lot of our family. And as he's gotten older, his views have slowly shifted. And I know that there's a lot of people, look at the political candidates from time to time, right? They will have a stance. And then as they go on, sometimes their views and their stances will change based on their beliefs or their current climate. So it's hard because for me, I'm like, hey, man, if you're going to stick to your guns and you want to fight that battle, stick to your guns, fight that battle, and be proud of what you're about. Don't do it in anonymity and hide behind a mask. But at the same time, I get it. Like, your views may change. I think for me, where it comes to that, and it's like anything it's communication. It's being able to explain like, hey, listen, like I had those views in my youth, and my views have changed, and this is why. But I don't know if somebody who is in fair hiring practices, if somebody is going to hire you or not hire you because they don't believe you, I don't know.
Reminds me of that.
I imagine you have a fight on your hands if they don't, but you'll never know if they don't hire you because of that.
Right.
That's the risk you're taking by being part of this.
Listening to you talk about your brother, have you heard that saying, like, if you're not a liberal when you're young, you don't have a heart. If you're not a conservative when you're old, you don't have a brain.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
It just reminded me of that.
Absolutely.
And I can consider myself even somebody who had joined the military at a very young age. Like, still come from a liberal family, but I still had more liberal values. And everybody in the Marine Corps is pretty fucking hardcore Republican conservative. So, I mean, that even changed my views a little bit. So I guess it kind of depends on the university, quote unquote, where you go, how that kind of shapes your views, whether you're going to some liberal college or you're joining the Marine Corps. I mean, your views might shape very differently as you're young. But yeah, they definitely change. If you're not, I can't remember who, might have been Joe Rogan says it. Like, if you're the same person, the exact same person with the exact same views you were 10 years ago, like,
yeah, there's an issue.
You're not learning. You're not evolving. Like,
there's no level of growth
stuck.
One way or another.
None. Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I thought the mask thing, like I was watching that, we were talking about some of that stuff. I was like, why are you
goofy.
covering your face with a mask?
Yeah. All those privacy issues aside, it's goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just reminds me of like, okay, you're advocating for these people over here, but it reminds me of the Hezbollah terrorists who you're advocating for. Like, complete face covered, fucking gonna toss a grenade.
You're gonna go do
the fucking marketplace.
Chaos, or you're gonna go contribute to some major atrocity, and you want nobody to know that you're there. You want to be stealth in the background, right?
Yeah, like if you're here to peacefully protest, take the fucking mask off. Quit being a bitch.
Yeah, stop being a bitch. What I did like on that follow-up is, man, hey, kudos to all the universities. You had talked about last show that ASU, that they had a couple fraternities stepping up against these people, but if you look at all the follow-up across the board, right? All these universities that have a very big Greek life or fraternity or sorority, population, that they're coming out and they're drowning out the chance of all of these protesters with singing the national anthem. They're taking down these Palestinian flags and raising the American flags. They're,
all the bros stepping up.
Dude, what an awesome band of brotherhood, like display of patrioticness from a place that you would be like, you wouldn't really expect it almost in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, especially in the SEC, like clearly very patriotic people in those college towns and those places, not just there, but everywhere. But to see those people step up and actually have some pride in that, like that's a pretty cool thing to see.
Except for that one kid from Ole Miss who was doing the monkey dance in the
yeah, you can't do that.
You get the one bad apple.
You're gonna fuck it up for everybody.
You fucked it up for everybody.
There was a good thing going. You fucked it up.
Yeah. In Mississippi, you might be a racist if you're doing the fucking monkey dance and the ooh.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Yeah. Keep it classy. Sing the national anthem. Do the take a shower chants. Fucking classic. Did you see that?
No,
dude. I don't remember what university it was.
I don't feel like those people shower on a regular basis.
There, but that's the point, right? They got together, and their chants of "take a shower" were louder than the protesters' chants. It was
filthy,
awesome.
Fucking hippies.
I love the fact that some of those protesters at these universities, they're issuing demands, and they're asking for food and vegan shit and tofu shit, and they're like, "Get fucked."
Oh,
get fucked.
You want to fuck off?
I love it.
Did you see though when a couple of the encampments, like which they cleared them out, and they're a fucking disaster.
Yeah,
like a goddamn landfill.
They look like San Francisco.
Pick up your shit.
They look like all the places that are overrun with illegal immigrants and homeless, where nobody's done anything, and they are completely trashed.
And it happens every time.
Like
all these coddled rich kids, like
fucking time.
Hey, your fucking butler's not going to come clear up after you.
Let's go protest. Sorry, that was my hangover. Hangover reference. Let's go to Vegas.
No, when you did the remind me of Tropic Thunder.
Oh, I think I say Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's some cornbread.
Hell yeah.
Is that how you think we sound?
Yeah. You're Australian.
Be Australian.
Good eye, mate. So the protest thing, man, I'm glad to see that there's people putting their foot down. I mean, we and this drives me crazy. We talk about this all the time. Like, what can we do aside from voting? Like, what a cool display of what you can do. You can go out and anti-protest.
Yep.
You can be in support of things. And peacefully, of course,
make your
peacefully.
voice heard.
But man, that's way to combat stupidity with the balance of good. Like
that is how the system is supposed to work.
Love it.
In an ideal republic.
Yeah. Both sides should be able to be heard. And in this instance, it just so happens that one of the sides was louder than the other side, which lately it feels like maybe the more liberal side is louder than the conservative side, because the conservative side doesn't feel the need to get up and shout from the rooftops of look at me, look at me, look at me.
I feel like it's changing though, because we're just normally conservative people are like,
I think
this
people
is ridiculous.
finally get fed up.
I'm just going to go to work and I'm going to come home and fucking play with my kid.
Yeah, so I'll link it, but it was an Outkick the Coverages deal, but it was Ole Miss. It was the same. It was Ole Miss, but their students built a wall and they sang the Star Spangled Banner over the pro-Hamas chanters. So love it.
Excuse me.
Patriotism.
Fucking America.